This is the Infinite Receiving Podcast, helping conscious leaders like you tap into a wealth of abundance across all areas of your life and business. My name is Susie Ashworth. I am a single mom of 3 and author of the Sunday Times best-selling book, Infinite Receiving: Crack the Code to Conscious Wealth Creation and Finally Manifest Your Dream Life. On this show, I'll be sharing with you how you can upgrade your identity and your reality to create the life that you have been dreaming of. Because you are ready to be an infinite receiver. Sometimes I have a hard time deciphering what going all in on my business looks like. I feel like I'm taking lots of action, but still not getting the results. And I have no problem with taking action. When I think about the action that the £1 million version of me takes, I haven't also seen how a biz like that operates or what someone did to get there. So would love to know what going all in really looks like above that next level from someone who's done it. Okay, I really love this question. You're saying I have a hard time deciphering what going all in looks like. So I want to just break that piece down first of all. Going all in my book, means leaving it all on the table. And I was talking about this in the High Ticket Offer Incubator group today. When I talk about this in Infinite Receiving, I say that going all in means that you are willing to have your heart smashed into 1,000 pieces. And for most people, that is not an appealing prospect. So most people are not going all in, because most people are afraid of how much it is going to hurt if it doesn't work out. There is a fear that you have that what if I put all of my eggs in this basket and I'm not good enough? I'm not capable enough. I don't know enough. I'm fearful of this not working out. I deal with that, honestly, every single day. Whenever you are going for another level, it requires another level of heart. It requires another level of risk. Going all in means you taking a risk. And by the very nature, risk feels uncomfortable. You are doing things that you haven't done before, that you haven't tried before, that you haven't written before. You're claiming another level before you're at that level. And what if all of the cards come tumbling down? It could be heartbreaking. So why bother? The question that a smart person should be asking themselves. And the answer to why we bother, even when it could mean heartbreak, is that you are way more resilient than what you possibly imagine. And even if all of the cards come tumbling down, even if your heart gets broken into 1,000 pieces, it will mend. You will work out how to put it together again. And when the purpose is big enough, and this is why the why is so important, when the purpose is big enough and the motivation, like why am I doing this, is big enough, even though it's hurt, even though you've had to put your heart back together again, you will continue going. You will dust yourself off and get going again. It may be controversial to mention this man right here, but this is why so many people are hugely inspired by what they saw from Trump at the weekend. A bullet shaved his ear, he got up and he put the fist up. It was like, whoa. Dust yourself off, get back up again, go again. This is the difference between the people who do and the people who don't. Most people do not. Most people are not living into their potential. Most people are not honoring their greatness because they are afraid that it's going to hurt on the way there. They're afraid that they cannot handle it. The motivation isn't big enough. So I would really be looking at, why am I even doing this? How important is this to me? In the scheme of my legacy, am I showing up today like, this is the way that the world is going to remember me? Am I showing up in alignment with that? And look, that's a big sentence. Like, I'm saying it with ease. It's rolling off the tongue, but the meaning behind that sentence is huge. Most people are not operating from that place. Most people are showing up in their businesses in the same way that they would show up in a 9-to-5 where somebody else is paying them. Not that engaged. Farting about with the small things and not really focusing on moving the needle. So that's the first part. And then I don't know how because I've never done it before, but nobody knows how until they've done it. It's like you don't know how to walk until you've walked. You don't know how to ride a bike until you ride a bike. You don't know how to swim until you've swum. Do you know what I mean? Everything is theory. Everything is guesswork. You're in this space and you're asking me this question because I have done it. And so that's the first step. That's good. That's better than like watching on YouTube and just kind of getting like a completely generic answer. This is slightly more tailored to your specific answer. You want to give yourself more chances of really being able to get into my mind, then coming into closer proximity with me is going to be better. So I can look at your business and be like, I would do this, 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 and this. If I were in your shoes, how does that feel? This is what I did here, 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 and here. But I have specific examples. The closer proximity that you get to somebody who has done what you've done, the easier it gets to be, the quicker the shortcut becomes. Speaking more generally, there are like foundational business principles. So if I want to make $1 million, I first have to look up my offer suite and ask myself, what would be the products that I am going to sell in order to make $1 million in the easiest, most joy-filled, fun way possible? Like, I've got this over here where I am, selling it for £22 a month, or I've got this over here where I am selling it for, $10K a piece. I'm going to have to sell a lot of £22 in order to get to $1 million. I'm going to have to sell a lot less 10Ks to get to $1 million. Which one feels most fun to me? Now, if I'm going to focus on the 22, because actually when I think about my purpose and my motivation, it's this end of the market that I really want to be serving. And this gives me the type of freedom that I want, the experiential wealth that I desire. Like, if I can nail this, then that would be it. So I think to myself, how many of these products do I need to sell every single month? Okay, well, I can't do that all on my own. So that now I need to think about what systems and processes would I put in place in order to sell X number of these a month to get me to 83,333. That is really the logical process that you are going to take yourself through if you are not working with a mentor. And if you're working with a mentor, then they're going to guide you and be like, oh, hang on a minute, you've not thought of this. Oh, when I did that, this, and this happened. So you might want to think about just tweaking this little bit of an area over here and tweaking that a little bit of an area over there. Like, that is the practical way that you're going to start thinking about what going all in looks like. When you sit at your desk, you're going to notice, am I spending half an hour on Instagram and like, how much time am I actually spending making offers? How much time am I actually spending selling? How much time am I actually putting systems and structures in place in my business to sell when I'm not selling? These are the ways that a successful business owner is thinking, and then they're picking one or two things to focus on to really get honed in and optimized in order to create the results that they want. So the year that I made $1 million, my sole focus, it wasn't the only thing that I sold, but the majority of my time and energy went into scaling my mid-ticket offer or high-ticket offer, the freedom experience. And in order to do that, I knew that I needed help with my mindset, I needed help with strategy, I needed help with selling, and I needed community. And so I invested in somebody to help me learn the skill of selling from the stage. And that was a really great investment, $30,000 for one day. And I ended up making £272,000 in my first event where I sold from stage. I needed strategic help. So I hired a strategic coach. I needed mindset help. So I upgraded from my regular mindset, contained it into VoIP so I could just be speaking to my coach one-on-one. And then I hired community. I went into a mastermind space. so I could be with other people who were doing things that were similar to me, and that I wanted to really be in the energy of a rising tide lifts all boats. So all of these ways of thinking, nobody told me that I needed to do that, but I was really clear. This is a gap. This is a gap. This is a gap. How do I fill these gaps? And it was an educated guess that if I filled these gaps, it would support me in making my million. That was me going all in, doing things that I'd never done before, getting support that I'd never had before, creating products that I was totally in love with, and then just going all in and selling it.
Thank you for listening to Infinite Receiving with me, Susie Ashworth. I'd love to share with you my Infinite Receiving activation audio. Go to susieashworth.com/activate infinite receiving.